Final day, and it will be a new name on the cup. Delighted to be joined by the Leicester Riders coach, Rob Paternostro. Rob, we take a look at the two starting lineups with them. Everybody talks about the big guys. Dallin Baczynski is a handful inside for these Wolves.
Yeah, Baczynski's had a heck of a season. 57% from two-point range, 53% from three-point range, 70% from the foul line, 15 points, 9 rebounds a game. He is dangerous both inside and outside. And
at the other end of the floor, the two-time player of the month, CJ Geddes. This is the matchup we're really looking forward to.
Yeah, CJ Geddes, Chancellor James Geddes, the big guy. He can really score around the basket. Good hands, nice touch. But for me, it's important today which team makes the three-point shot. When you have big guys that are that effective inside, you need the guys on the outside to open it up. Cheshire struggling this year from the three-point line. 28%. That's 11th in the league. For them to win today, they got to make some long-range shots.
Well, these two teams have never met in the cup before. They've never met on a neutral court before. It is the third time they played this season, though, and the Wolves have won both of them, although Jackman didn't play in the last one recently, where they won 97-90 in Cheshire, the Wolves. So here we go. The two teams are out the crowd already, and we are almost set to go for the opening tip of the BBL Cup Final 2018 here in Birmingham. And the ball is up, and it is the Knicks who get us underway with Jackman, who, of course, won here last year with Newcastle. Sandoval, first time since 2011 we've had a final of the cup without Newcastle in it. Down low to a bit too low for Geddes, and a chance to push away is Dusha. Parrish. Dusha on the pick and roll. Dusha turns the corner, kicks it out. Good pass. Shot in the corner for three is good. You said who makes the three? It's the Wolves on the opening play.
Good shot from Palmer, but Dusha made the play with the kick-out pass and assist early for him.
And here's Jackman to reply. And Dusha, who leads the league in assists, I would say that he's going for another one here. No, this time Baczynski with the rebound and Riley with the block. The cup final record is 10 assists in a game, by the way. I would say Dusha is in range of that, the way he's been playing.
Yeah, no doubt about it. He's got a lot of weapons to choose from. That time he made a nice cross-court pass to the same spot from Palmer, but Palmer with the air ball. But Baczynski was there for the offensive rebound. Baczynski, 3 offensive rebounds per night for the Wolves in 25 minutes of play.
Well, he's Canadian-born, of Polish origin, as you may tell from the name. He actually played for Canada in the William Jones Cup earlier. Well, sorry, it's earlier this year. Last year it is now in 2017. But also has Polish passport as well. Here's Sandoval. Drives in, kicks it out to Raheem May Thompson. Jackman trying to find a way through, traveled with it.
Good defense so far from the Wolves. They picked up full court, didn't mind who was matched up with who, and that time rotated over to close it down on Jackman.
Palmer gives it to Navajas, trying the backdoor pass, and it's eventually turned over. It will be a Cheshire possession. I don't think the Wolves realize it. Well, it looked like it came off the hand of Geddes last, but the referee, well, they've corrected it.
Good job there by Keith Williams. That was an obvious call. He helped out Hayden Jones on the baseline.
Navajas sets his feet for three, and it is 8-0 Worcester.
Wide open on the out-of-bounds play. Another assist from Dusha.
Well, they need a score here, Cheshire, don't they? Suddenly 8-0 down after less than 2 minutes. Riley along the baseline, converts, and he'll go to the line for a bonus.
Riley did a good job there. He got to the basket. basket, jumped up in the air off of 2 feet and was able to finish. And they needed that one, Daniel.
They certainly did. And Malcolm Riley gets the first points on the board for his team.
85% free throw shooter, Riley. Takes 4 a game.
And he makes his first of this game. Here's Palmer. Moves it on to Parrish. Dusha this time takes the shot. Tipped in by Baczynski.
Nice job from Dusha. He made Geddes play him, and that left Baczynski wide open to tap it in for 2.
Here's Geddes. Nice to Riley cutting to the hole, and he lays it in.
Well, Geddes just doesn't score. He can pass the ball as well. Nice job there by Riley cutting, and Geddes finding him for 2.
Palmer. Navahas. Dusha gets it onto Palmer. It's not loose, and it's saved off the legs. Great work from Jackman, not only to keep that in bounds, but to win possession for his team.
Heck of a play from Jackman. He's a guy that can steal the ball. 3rd in the BBL in steals, and he jumps in the air and throws it off. Good play from Jackman.
Here's Sandoval on the pick and roll. Jackman. Gets his shot clock getting low. He's got to take it at the top of the key. That's off left. Dusha will pull up for 3. Knocks it down. All string LBC Dusha.
Well, if you're going to go under, you have to take that shot. And Dusha, who's passed the ball so well, shows that he can score too.
Jackman challenged well by Baczynski. Offensive rebound, second chances. Loose Geddes there. Just long arms it. And off the glass, and he does it again. He keep going.
Hey!
And he can't convert. Bodies flying all over the place. They all get back up, but Dusha is pushing. Dusha backs out. Thought he was going to let another one fly there. Well, there is going to be a 3 from Parrish, and Geddes there again.
Geddes all over the glass, both ends of the floor, especially on the offensive glass. He's averaging 5 offensive rebounds a game, and you can see why, the way he was tapping it to himself on that last possession.
Well, 14 the record. We'll keep an eye on that one for rebounds. He's already said about it. The business is May Thompson scores at the other end.
Raheem May Thompson loves that foul line jump shot. A couple bounces, pull up for him.
Well, May Thompson has been to finals before with Leicester. He was a DNP though. He's got a chance to break away, but first of all, the foul called. He went to the trophy final and the cup final with you and the Riders. Didn't get on court.
Well, he had a lot of guys in front of him back then, and that was a couple great years for Raheem with us. He was an awesome guy to work with, talented young player, really developing his game. He's struggling a little bit this year from the field at 40% shooting, but his athleticism, shot blocking, rebounding, and just an overall good guy, good teammate to have.
Here's Sandoval. Down low to Geddes. Cross court, Sandoval moves it on. Here is May Thompson in the corner for 3. Both teams shooting it.
Nice job from Raheem. He was wide open, but he'll take it if he's open, and he knocks it down.
Dusha midway through a lightning fast first quarter here. Barely any stoppages. Dusha gets a little bit of space, dumps it into Baczynski, comes back the other way to the fall away off the glass.
Nice move, good footwork from Baczynski to kiss it off the glass over the 7-footer.
Here's Riley. 15-10. Very high scoring.
Geddes not many touches in the post yet, Daniel. I expected them to go to him early.
Well, here's Sandoval in the corner. That's overcooked. Navahas sets the screen. Dusha drives in, dumps it out to Navahas. He stepped out of bounds.
And that's a time where Dusha was wide open going to the basket. He probably should have shot that one, and know, sometimes you can be a little too unselfish. If the defense gives you the opportunity to shoot, you got to take it, and that led to a turnover with Navajas on the sideline.
Mike Ojo checks into the game for the first time, one of the recent signings. He played in Cup final defeat here against Newcastle back in 11-12 when he was with the Raiders. Had no points in 12 minutes in that game. It was the 12 minutes I thought was a bit surprising that time in his career. Here's Ojo. Lobbed into Baczynski, and he's in off the glass. It's a 7-point lead.
Nice pass from Ojo, but Baczynski, I've been watching him. He's really committed to running, to trying to beat Geddes up the floor, and he's done that on numerous occasions.
Three is good from Riley.
And Cheshire hitting the threes. Riley, we know is a good three-point shooter. The percentages haven't been great for him this year at 28%, but that time knocked it down.
Dusha with the spin.
Just what I said. You got to take it when they give it to you, and the lane open up, and Dusha spin move and finish for him. Good start from Elvisi.
Torre. May Thompson. Riley on the far side. Back to May Thompson. Fakes the three, gets his man in the air, takes the 16-foot jumper. Ojo with the ball. Lobbed in, great pass. Baczynski with the spin off the glass.
Oh, Baczynski with the spin, showing it all, but the most important thing is he beat him up the floor and got good position.
Sandoval taking it hard at the big man, but can't convert. And the Wolves with the chance to open a double-figure lead here.
Really impressed by the way Baczynski's running up the floor and getting position.
Dusha drives hard again. He's really been aggressive attacking the basket in the early stages. Here's Torre. Out to May Thompson. It was open for a second, but May Thompson hung on to it. Torre sets his feet for three. Off the back of the ring, May Thompson may get there first. He did.
And again, no touches in the post yet for Geddes.
He's on the pick and roll here. Here's May Thompson with the shot clock being ticked down by the fans. There's Geddes again trying to get the rebound. Baczynski with the foul as Riley was in there.
And that's what happens when you have a guy like Geddes in there that carves so much space. He has to have so much attention paid to him. A guy like Riley comes inside and is able to get the rebound. Watch here, everybody all over Geddes, but Riley sneaks in, and he's a tough player himself to draw the foul.
Foul number one on Darren Baczynski.
Now here's where you see the Wolves now. They come in with Beeman and Gilchrist. Haven't even got on the floor yet with 21 on the board for the Wolves. Beeman, who's the 15th leading scorer in the league, and Gilchrist, who's averaging 13 points a game. So that's 28 points a game from both of them coming in off the bench.
Malcolm Riley from Newport, Virginia, makes the first free throw, misses the second, of course, joined having played at Sheffield last season. Here's Ojo directing traffic. Beeman. Baczynski looking to go to work, and he draws the foul from C.J. Geddes.
That time, Baczynski wanted it, had Geddes behind him, and made a quick move and foul by Thompson there. And it's tough to defend someone, you know, that can go left or right. When you go through the scouting report, you say, hey, force him this way, force him that way. But with Baczynski, he's shown an ability to finish with both hands and go to both sides. And he's really doing damage here early for the Wolves.
You're right, it was Raheem May Thompson who was called for that reach across the arm. Doesn't get that free throw to go.
And the Wolves, 16 free throws made per game, #1 in the league.
Oh, and he misses both of them. He's normally pretty proficient. Here's Torre, goes up, good challenge, but what a finish.
Torre, he climbed high, he hung in the air, and finished it over Baczynski. Nice move.
5-point lead now for the Wolves. Ojo has it. Ojo, Baczynski's space. That was a good pass from Mike Ojo, and Baczynski's a little disappointed that he didn't make the layup, but he will go to the line for two.
Bad pick and roll defense there from Cheshire. You know, Geddes has to jump out there on Ojo because he's a danger, and nobody helps him. Baczynski rolls right to the basket and is able to draw another foul.
That's more like it from Dallin Baczynski from the free throw line.
70%. Takes 5 a game. Played 2 summer league games, NBA summer league games with Toronto a couple years back. Played at the University of Utah.
May Thompson keeps that in bounds, and Cheshire will try and cut into this 6-point lead. Here's Torre. Jackman. Getty's trying to post up now. He's had to come a long way out to get it, and the shot clock's very low. May Thompson's got to release this quickly. He does, and it goes! Raheem May Thompson with the triple.
Why not, Raheem says. Never fazed by the big occasion. Raheem having a good start for Cheshire.
Here's Ojo with the pull-up. And Gilchrist going up quickly for the rebound is called for the foul over the back.
Nice job there from Thompson. You know how tough Gilchrist with his athleticism is on the glass, but Thompson did a good job of boxing him out to draw the foul and gives the Phoenix credit. You know, Worcester was all over him early, but they've hung around and now have a chance to cut it to 1 or with a 3, tie it up as we head in under a minute to go in the first quarter.
Well, Worcester led by as many as 8 in this period. Here's Bailey. Cross court to May Thompson. Down low to Gettys. Navahas at his back, trying to go to work, and he does. Just too strong over, and it's a 1-point game.
And there you see Thompson made the 3, so they couldn't double down. He made the 3 to possession before. 1-on-1, Gettys Navas. That's going to be Gettys all night.
Ojo. Here's Beeman open for 3, knocks it down! Shot clock switched off. Cheshire can take the last one of this opening quarter. Jackman to reply for 3, off left. Gilchrist tips it down. Beeman eventually has it. That one is heaved up, but it does not go at the end of that first quarter. A very up and down first quarter. Both teams really going at it. 3-point shots, plays going inside and all sorts. Where at the end of the first, it's 25-21. Well, Rob, this quarter had a bit of everything in it there, didn't it?
It did, and Wolves with the good start, but give Cheshire credit. We talked about making some outside shots. They did that, and then eventually got it inside to Gettys. Gettys, I think, played the whole quarter there. I think that would be a little bit of a concern because he's going to need some rest somewhere down the line. But, you know, we're poised for an excellent game here. Both teams do not look fazed by the big occasion.
Yeah, he's played the only guy who's been out there for the whole 10 minutes. And as you say, they have a lot to go through his hands. So at some point, Coach Thomas is going to try and have to give him some breather.
I think with Gettys, you know, your concern is the defensive end with him. Getting back on the offense, you know, I think he could be fine with a lot of minutes. But how is he going to be with all those minutes on the defensive end?
And what would you have said if you were Paul James in this quarter break?
I'd say, hey, listen, make sure we don't let Gettys get good position. I know they've made some shots from the perimeter, but the statistics say that we got to stop the interior and get on the glass. But I think with Worcester, they have to be happy offensively. Here's a team, 90 points a game they're averaging, 3rd in the league, and out at 25 on the board, you know, on pace for 100. So offensively, they look pretty good so far.
And if I put you in the other way, Ben Thomas?
Positive all the way. Positive all the way. Good job getting back into it.
Well, teams making their way back out for the second quarter. Here we go then, second quarter underway, and the Wolves have possession. Navahas. Ojo. Here's Parrish. Off the back of the ring, and Toure will chase it down. Well, can they keep this pace up? Here's Toure. Nice little flipper.
Nice. They jumped on the ball screen there with Toure. Interesting because he doesn't really shoot it that much from the perimeter. They opened up the paint, and he did a good job with the footwork to finish.
Ojo, cross court to Navajas. Ojo. Gilchrist, little step back at the free throw line. Good box out inside there. Navajas was too far deep in the end because Falzon had pushed him out of the way. Geddes. The double team comes up, leaves Falzon open for three.
And Geddes did a good job. Recognize it. And Tevin Falzon. He's 6 for 29 coming into the game, but he calmly knocks it down.
Cheshire with their first lead of the ball game. Gilchrist trying to take it back, doesn't. Ball is loose, and eventually it ends up in the hands of Jackman.
Nice job from Falzon. He's really mixing it up inside to come up with that loose ball.
Here he is again, around the screen. Drives in, good hands from Ojo, timed it well to knock it out of bounds.
Tevin Falzon, a rookie player from Newton, Massachusetts, went to Sacred Heart University in Connecticut. My dad went to that school.
Really?
Yeah, 25 minutes from our house. I know his coach very well at Sacred Heart University, Coach Latina.
It's amazing how small the world really is. Here's Toure with shot clock very low. He's got to fire up for three. He front rims that one. That's good to play. And Gilchrist with the rebound. Beeman along the baseline is fouled by Jackman. I think that one's on the floor, so it'll be an end-line ball.
Nice job from Beeman. You know, he made the three before, and that's what's dangerous about him, is he can make that three-point shot, but he has that quick first step, beats Jackman. Jackman fouls him. And lucky that's on the floor. They won't shoot the free throws.
Riley checks back into the game. Navajas fakes the three, puts it on the floor. Ojo open for three off the back of the ring, batted up in the air by Bailey, but Beeman comes down with it.
Beeman, a good rebounder from the guard spot.
Lobbed up to Gilchrist, he almost flushed it. Here's Riley, Geddes at the elbow, puts it on the floor, drives strong off the glass, a little too strong. Navajas has it. Ojo. Oh, look at all the space in the corner. Oh, it's rimmed out. Followed by Rob Gilchrist.
That man can fly. Gilchrist flying in for the dunk.
Here's Geddes. He puts it on the floor again and just drives down the lane. It's like nobody picked him up.
Well, he's not just a low post player, that Geddes. He can put it down on the floor and make plays.
Ojo and Toure collide, and the foul is on the Cheshire player.
Really physical out there. A lot of bodies hitting the deck. Heck of a start, Daniel, from both teams. Here you see Geddes, the big man, 7-footer. Why not? Very nimble footwork. Able to put it down and make the plays. And not too often do we have a BBL game where we have two players who play the majority of minutes at around 7 feet. When I was researching this game, they're both, are they 7 feet? But they're both listed at 7 feet.
Certainly looked at a nice drive to the basket, but not enough on the lay-in. Here's Sandoval for three off the back of the ring. And Ojo behind the back. Back to Dusha. Dusha down. Oh, it's well read by Riley, knocking it loose. This game is being played at a heck of a pace.
And Geddes hasn't sat down yet.
Here's Bailey. Bailey drives the lane, kicks it out. Riley short. Geddes with the rebound and sits it back.
Right place at the right time. Geddes pumps his fist in the air, and Coach James wants to talk it over.
Well, 4 minutes to go. It's a 1-point lead. Well, the Knicks fans behind the bench, he's really been pumping them up, CJ Geddes. He did it when he came out for the warm-up, and he's certainly doing it now as he goes in. They've got it down to a 3-point game 4 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, CJ Geddes played 1 year last year at Rutgers. He played at University of North Carolina in Wilmington, but then went to Rutgers. I talked to his coach at Rutgers, longtime personal friend Steve Peichel, and what he said to me was he was an energy guy.
We've got to recognize the mismatch. Deuce is marking Malcolm here. Okay, go through. Don't wait until the basket, run back, post him up.
Well, Coach Ben Thomas talking to his team in that timeout, and he'll be pretty pleased, I think, with the scenario that they're in now, up 3, given they were down by as many as 8 in the first quarter. They've really responded well here in the second period.
They have. They've done a good job. You know, they haven't, you know, early on, the Wolves came out, but right now, Chester's beating them to the ball, playing physical, doing a really good job, and they're not shooting the ball particularly well, only 39% so far, but they have made 4 threes at 36%, and I think that's going to be important for them to continue to hit the shot. Now, Baczynski back on the floor here. I think, you know, that's a guy that they got to look to go to, because early on in the game he was really doing a lot of damage, and it also makes Geddes work really hard on that end of the floor. Baczynski so far is 4 of 4 from the field.
Yeah, 11 points to his name. He is the game's leading scorer, the only man. Alley-oop! And Gilchrist throws it down.
A nice call on the timeout from Coach James, and I'll tell you what, you don't even have to throw it near the basket, and Gilchrist will go get it.
Here's Riley in the lane, got himself some space, put a high arc on it, and reestablishes the 3-point lead.
Sweet floater there from Riley. Not an easy shot.
Here's Ojo. Gets himself an inch of room. The shot doesn't go. Here comes Devin Bailey. Under pressure, gets out of it. Gives it to Geddes. Riley thinks about the 3, takes the 3. Doesn't quite make it. Great work on the offensive boards. And I thought for a second Gilchrist might have got a block there, but the referee calls him for a foul.
Really impressed so far from the minutes of Tevin Falzone. He's only playing 13 minutes a game, but in this game, he's doing everything inside. Strong that time to bustle Gilchrist to get the offensive rebound.
Well, second personal foul on Gilchrist. Geddes sits down for the first time in the ball game midway through the second period.
Falzone, 61% free throw shooter, 6 points, 3 rebounds a game in 13 minutes.
He's off the back of the ring on the first free throw. Second one is good. Bit of pressure here. They managed to get it into Ojo. Here's Baczynski. Oh, it's almost turned over. Good work from Gilchrist to keep it alive, and it is stolen away this time by Bailey. Bailey cuts the defense and lays it in.
And the coolest guy in the room with the sunglasses. How come they didn't have them when I played? Bailey goes to the, I would have wore those. Right to the basket for 2.
I'm not sure you could carry them off as well.
I don't think so.
Here's Dusha. Inside, and Baczynski with a little hook shot is good for 2.
Nice job from Dusha to find a wide open Baczynski. And if I'm Cheshire at halftime, they got to figure out how they're going to deal with that roll man. They've struggled with that most of the game.
Here's Bailey. Bailey round to Riley. Bodies flying everywhere. Oh, I think he bashed his mouth there. Looks in a lot of pain.
Whenever someone's punching the ground like that, you know that they're in a little bit of trouble.
Well, here come the medical team. You see, just, oh, he might have caught it before he hit the ground, mightn't he? He might have got one in the for the shoulder to the face there, I think.
Yep.
Trayvon Palmer. Ooh.
Riley with the swing of the arms on the move. You see that happen often. Guy gets up on you tight. Back him off, and he did.
Well, he seems to be okay. The medical staff is there just in case.
And Palmer's a guy who plays a lot of minutes, 33 minutes a game for the Wolves. He leads them in minutes.
Jackman trying to draw the foul, draws the foul, almost made it as well. Got his man up in the air and then made sure there was some contact. And he will go to the line for 3.
You play against a shot blocker, somebody as bouncy as Gilchrist. That ball fake can be dangerous at times. And Jackman, you know, looked like he set that up from the beginning that he was going to do that. Gilchrist, he's so athletic and so nimble. He was almost able to get out of the way, but made a little bit of contact. And now we'll send him to the line for 3 shots.
Well, you saw there Palmer getting a little bit of treatment. Whether he's, ooh, not quite. Whether he's getting a little cut on the inside of the mouth, perhaps. As Orlan Jackman, the Londoner, now plying his trade in Cheshire. He's with Newcastle previously. He's also played a few years back in London and in Germany and Portugal. It's been all over the place.
Also Worcester.
Indeed, well. Yeah, of course, yeah. Miss the obvious one sometimes, don't you? Here's Ojo. Ojo, little bit of space for himself, knocks down the jump shot.
Oh, Ojo!
He's got that face there, which makes you think he's starting to heat up a bit. Sandoval. Bailey to reply with the 3-point shot. Doesn't go. Buczynski with the rebound. Cheshire still by 4. Beeman drives in all on his own, doesn't convert. Buczynski trying to knock it away from Jackman, but he hung on to it. Bailey behind the back pass to Riley for the assist.
Nice play from Bailey there. He saw that all the way, and then Riley with the nice rotation on the jumper from the baseline.
6-point lead once again. Biggest there is for them in this game. 8-point lead was Worcester's high mark. Navas turns down the 3. Beeman puts it on the floor. He's challenged well by May Thompson. Here comes Cheshire in the open floor. May Thompson takes it in and has it knocked away. He touched him last. He wants a foul. He's not getting it.
A little bit out of control there, Raheem. You leave your feet on the baseline like that sometimes, it doesn't work out for you. And now he'll get a seat on the bench, and Geddes, who got a pretty good rest there, will come back in for the last 2:33. And all of a sudden, the Phoenix with the 6-point lead. Worcester doesn't want this to snowball here and go into the half down a bigger deficit. So next couple of minutes important for the Wolves.
Well, they were flying offensively, the Wolves, with 25 points in the first few minutes of the game, the first quarter of the game, sorry, and just 8 since then. And actually, if they get to 92 tonight, they'll become the 15th team in BBL history to score 40,000 points as a club. Just one to keep an eye on. Navas for 3!
Nice job from Ducey. Found him wide open, and Navas, as we know, can hit that 3-point shot.
Sandoval. Geddes. Sandoval looking for some space. Oh, it's deflected loose, and Dusha has it. Dusha running the floor, finds Navas, sets his feet for 3 in the corner. No, but Palmer with the offensive rebound goes up and he's fouled. He'll shoot 2 and a chance to cut it to a 1-point game.
Yeah, Palmer, who does a little bit of everything for this Wolves team. And Dusha makes a nice read here. Navas, who just hit one, but Palmer never gives up on the play. And good job there getting Jackman off his feet to draw the foul. But yeah, like I said, Palmer's a guy who can defend anyone. He can play inside, he can play outside. He's had a heck of a season, a rookie from right outside Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Played at Chicago State. He's done a really good job for this team. 14 points, 6 rebounds per game.
First season as a pro, and he's got his own offensive rebound and scored the lay-in.
That's a no-no there from Cheshire. You get a guy to miss 2. Can't do that.
Sandoval under pressure from Palmer. His tough shot doesn't go for Getz. He's kept alive, but it's the Wolves who have it. Dusha with Baczynski throws it back to Navas. They go back and forth. Navas now out. Good ball movement. Palmer for 3. Oh! And that goes out of bounds. It'll be a Cheshire ball.
Oh, that was one you would have put on the highlight reel for the season. Whenever you get everybody touching it like that, you just need them to knock it down. But Wolves, you know, we're in a little bit of trouble there, down 6, but now look like the team that's in control.
Well, a minute to go to halftime. Just 1 point between them. Nice pass. Oh, it's just a bit too zippy for Getz to handle, and he can't come up with it. Dusha looking down court. Navas. Dusha takes the 3, little short, goes over everybody to May Thompson. He's on his own. He's still going. Raheem May Thompson knocks it loose, and they've got it back, Cheshire. And here's Geddes, pulls it down, and the basket did well to withstand that.
Well, they're letting him play out there, Daniel. A lot of contact all over the place. And that time Cheshire was fortunate because Geddes was wide open under the basket for the slam.
Well, there aren't too many fouls in the game, but Gilchrist and Jackman are both on 3. Here's Dusha. Parrish in the corner, overcooks the 3, and that will be 2 free throws. As the buzzer sounds, I think they're still going to give it to him, and it's a question of whether they put any on the clock or whether they send them off. And the referee's going to go to the table and just check it out. I think there might be a second left in this half.
Palmer. Yeah, sorry, Dan. Well, Palmer, again, was at the right place at the right time. Didn't give up on the play. And, you know, you talk about that 1 second. That could be important because last time he was at the foul line, that's all he needed on the miss was to get the 2.
Right, it's just being explained to the coaching staff, Ben Thomas and his assistant, Mike Burton. So, yeah, there was probably a second left there that they let it run. But first of all, it's going to be 2 free throws for Palmer. First one, good. This to make it a 1-point game going into the break. He makes them both. And Cheshire are going to have a catch and throw, I think. Maybe when Sandoval from half doesn't go, and that will do it. A tremendous first half of basketball, Rob.
Both teams going back and forth at each other. This is what we like to see. We're set up for a great second half here in Birmingham.
Well, we certainly are. It's been nothing through it. Both teams have had a bit of a lead, but neither could really get away from the other. It was the Wolves who came out hot in the first quarter, but the Phoenix have come back, took the lead, and we're at the half here in the arena in Birmingham. It's Worcester 40, Cheshire 41.
What a half. That was spectacular. It's exactly what we asked for. The crowd are happy. I am happy. I've seen a couple of slam dunks here as well. Now, we're going to obviously take a look at that first half in a second, but what has impressed you out there?
You know, what impressed me was how well the Phoenix came back after that sizzling start from Baczynski and the Wolves. I mean,
And Paul James, what if you were him, what would you be saying to your team going into the second half?
Well, with that roster over there, I'd feel pretty good about it. There's a lot of weapons. You can come in with a lot of different guys. I guess the concern is, which lineup do you use and who do you go with? When you have all those good players, sometimes it can be a little challenging to find the right combination throughout the game. And I guess this half, it's going to be important for him to find that combination. When you see the bench of Gilchrist and Ojo and Beeman, you wonder which one of those guys will get in there and get more minutes.
Well, that is the thing. I mean, it's one of those things. Every coach wants depth, but then you've got to find how they work together. And I mean, you've had this problem in inverted commas for a number of years of trying to get everybody the touches they need.
Yeah, it's tricky throughout the season, but it's also tricky in a game because you're always searching for the right combination. But hey, listen, no time to worry about how many minutes you're playing. You play as much as you get and you play as hard as you can because you're only 20 minutes away from lifting this first silverware of the season.
Here we go then. Malcolm Riley straddles the halfway line and inbounds to Sandoval, and the Knicks get us underway here in this third quarter. Nice crossover all the way to the hole in the finger roll.
And there he is, Sandoval, right out of halftime. I don't know if it was drawn up that way, but he took advantage of the wide open space and an easy layup for two.
Parrish. Dusha. Dusha. Got caught. And LVC Dusha will go to the free throw line to shoot a couple. He's been very aggressive tonight, hasn't he? Trying to get in amongst the lane, LVC Dusha.
Yeah, I mean, he's only averaging 6 points per game. In that time, I thought it was a bad foul from Sandoval. You have a guy like Dusha who doesn't really want to shoot it in there, taking a jump hook. Now, that's a bad foul. They give him an opportunity to go to the line for two.
Well, you say he's averaging 6 points a game. He's at 6 points in this game already. He's also got 6 assists.
He's having a really good season. He's improved every year. Been a pro since 2013-14.
He's actually, well, as Sandoval comes forward, here's Jackman. Down low. Tough shot. Good.
And Sandoval did a good job there. He saw that Dusha was on Riley, and he called a different play to get Riley in a one-on-one situation, and he knocks it down.
Dusha fires up the three. Knocks it down. LVC Dusha from behind the arc.
Nice play from Baczynski with that little handoff, and Dusha again knocks it down.
Sandoval. Jackman. May Thompson. May Thompson with the jump shot off the back of the ring. Riley might get there. No, Navas is first. Oh, Dusha driving in. Tosses it up soft off the glass. LVC Dusha doing it all right now.
Hey, whatever you want, I'll give it to you, Dusha. I'm falling down. Don't worry about it as he flips it up off the glass. Heck of a day from Dusha so far.
Jackman with the step back three is good.
And the oohs and the ahs with the crossover. And when you hear those oohs and ahs, it sometimes is tougher to make the shot. But Jackman calmly knocks it down.
Well, he struggled with Dusha again from long range, not this time. Here's Riley, has Jackman ahead of him, might not need him. Riley goes alone. Riley under all sorts of pressure. May Thompson sliding along the ground. Didn't see what happened to him, but the foul was called. First all on Trayvon Palmer.
And Riley is one of those guys that really has good control of his body and good change of pace here. He set this up all the way, able to attack. And I think Thompson got pushed in the back as he ran the floor. But they called the foul on Riley, which is better off for them because he gets to go to the line for two.
Well, he misses the first one, though.
Good free throw shooter, 85%.
There we go. 2-point Cheshire lead. 2.5 minutes in to the third quarter. Dusha. Here's Navahas inside. Baczynski with the hook. Not quite. Out of bounds, and it will stay with the Wolves.
Nice job with Baczynski, a good position, but was unable to make it. I mean, he gets that ball in there. Next time, you think he will make it. Didn't really get a lot of touches after the first few minutes of the game, so it'll be interesting to see if they go back to him.
Parrish drives it well, ties the game at 49. Riley, blocked by Baczynski.
Good defense from the Wolves there. Riley had his head down, was committed to going to the hoop, and 3 Wolves swarmed on him to stop him from making the 2.
Jackman, it just got there. Dusha almost stole it away. Nate Thompson knocked loose by Palmer. End-line ball once again.
Wolves picking up the D here, making it tough to even make the pass.
Lobbed into Geddes, who gets it over the front of the ring.
Excellent pass there, and when you have a guy, a target, all you have to, like that, all you have to do is throw it up, and he has such soft hands for a big guy.
Palmer. Not loose. May Thompson has it. And he's fouled by Baczynski.
And that's why it's nice to have Palmer, May Thompson and Jackman there. They were able to switch that and cause them problems. That versatile defender, both of those guys can do that.
Second personal foul on Dylan Baczynski. Sandoval drives baseline to the reverse lane. That is good, and he'll go to the line for a bonus free throw.
Again, Sandoval, the lane was wide open, but that time the ball got knocked out of his hands, but a great job recovering it to make the reverse layup. Here you see not a soft hedge, not a real hedge, but he gets by and the ball gets knocked out. But Sandoval finishes the job. Played with Leeds last year, having an excellent season for Cheshire. 14 points, 5 assists, and he's been much more aggressive here in the second half.
And it's the Knicks who lead by 5. Navahas, Baczynski's got that range. A little short on that one. May Thompson with the rebound. Sandoval out to Geddes. He's going to try it from 3-point and strings it.
Oh, the big guy, and he shoots the arrow as he goes up the floor. He's a character. He was 1 of 11 from the 3-point line coming into the game.
Well, he's made it when it matters here, and suddenly it's an 8-point Cheshire lead, which is their biggest of the game. Baczynski trying to chip into it, he can't. Geddes plucks it out of the air. Here comes Riley. Ooh, just deflected away. Was it? No, it wasn't. Or was it? The referee's going to talk it over. It looked like it got a deflection. And the referee says, yes, it did. And it will stay with them.
Good job from the officials. That's why we have 3 of them. We've got eyes everywhere, and that was a deflection, so he'll be able to keep the ball. Cheshire in control at the moment. Coach James will take Dusha out and bring Ojo in. Maybe to get a little offense.
Got to get it in. Lobbed a bit too high for Geddes. Beeman chases it back. Beeman goes hard and converts, and what a mistake there from the Knicks.
Yeah, he should have threw it up to Geddes earlier. A good job from Beeman to read that, and a heck of a finish at the other end.
There he is again, Geddes. Throws it cross court to Riley. Riley loses his man. Shot doesn't go. 3 Wolves there, and Beeman has the rebound. Palmer down to Baczynski. Baczynski tosses it up. That's a tough one. Good timing from Navas to tip it back.
Well, bad timing from Jackman. He jumped way too early. Should have had that rebound. He asked for the push. And the Wolves are back in it.
Sandoval. Riley for the triple. It's good!
And another arrow shot from Riley. But the play was made by Sandoval. A little hesitation, dribble, and kick out. And Riley knocks it down.
Oh, 7-point lead for Cheshire. Beeman bounces it down. It's not loose. Palmer comes up with it. Navas with the mid-range knocks it down.
Nice play from Navas. He threw the fake, and he was able to put it down on the floor. He's a versatile big guy, Navas. An excellent offensive rebounder, can shoot it on the perimeter. But what makes him dangerous is he can put it down on the deck and make plays as well. When you have a big guy like that that can do that and shoot, he can be tough to guard.
Well, Trayvon Palmer just grabbed the ball there, which is classified as a delay of game. So they got a warning, technical warning there, the Wolves. Oh, good hands to knock it loose. It's all right for Bailey to pick it up. He's lost it again, but this time it's out of bounds and it will be a Knicks possession.
Nice from Palmer, picking up full court, making it tough. Bailey just in the game.
Sandoval drives down the lane, finds Bailey. Bailey attacks out to Sandoval for three. It's good!
We talked about making the three-point shot, and Chester's certainly doing that right now.
7 3-pointers now. 8 3-pointers for the Knicks. Oh, stolen away by Navas. That's it. So from Navas by Sandoval, and that is an unsportsmanlike foul because he just grabbed him. So that will be 2 and possession. And you see, he's read it well. He's got the steal. Navas, natural reaction just to try and grab him and stop. You can't do that anymore.
Yeah. A little too much contact there. Great play from Sandoval to read that.
It's 8-point Cheshire lead. Timeout has been called, and Paul James with some work to do here. He's been a man who's been to many a final, 18 of them. This is his 18th as a player and as a coach, so he's been through all the experiences there are to have.
Yeah, no doubt about it, and he's had 7 trophies in his time, going for number 8 today. But this is the kind of game where you don't feel like anybody's in too much control.
Oh, he's got a lot to say here.
Wonderful start for BBL Dodgers, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, the two teams about to make their way back out onto court. There's 3:29 to go here in this third quarter. It is the Worcester Wolves 55 and the Cheshire Phoenix 63. And you would say coming into the game, the Wolves, with the way they played, would have been favourites coming into this competition. But there's something about how Cheshire got here made me just go, oh, I wonder, I don't know if you believe in that sort of, it's their year, the name's on the cup, all of that sort of cliche stuff. But they just seem to have found a way all the way through. They beat Newcastle, of course, and the massive
on the out-of-bounds play, don't forget.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You know, Newcastle, all it had to do was really get that ball in bounds. And then, like you said, that massive comeback, and nobody thought that they'd go down to London and do that. And yeah, it's been a heck of a run for them. And right now, as we sit here with 3:29 to go, with a 9-point lead, they would have certainly signed up for that.
Well, it's the biggest lead either team has had in the entire ball game, and there is 13 and a half minutes to play. And the Knicks also have possession. Sandoval, I thought he was going to fire up the 3 there. He was open for a second. They've gone zone here. The Wolves, defensively.
More of a matchup.
Toure drives in, gets his tips, it misses it at the first attempt, can't get the second one either.
Good rebound from Beeman, the little guy. Got in there amongst the trees and grabbed that important rebound.
Here's Ojo. Navas drives along the baseline, throws it away. Sandoval picks it off. Sandoval around the screen on the pick and roll with Geddes, kicks it out instead to Bailey for three. He knocks it down. It's a 12-point lead.
Great pass from Sandoval, and Bailey, not a real three-point threat. 7 for 24, 29%, but that time he calmly knocked it down.
Well, there's Ojo to reply. Those Cheshire fans who've made their way down the M6, slightly outnumbered by those bedecked in orange from Worcester, but they're certainly the loudest at the moment as their team is really starting to take control of this game. Riley fires up for another three. There's Geddes, and he's fouled on the rebound. I think it's Navas.
And he's absolutely gassed out there right now, CJ Geddes. I was surprised he was able to get in there. And Navas had a hold of his arm. Good call. But with Geddes, he's so big. And it's not just the size, it's his hands. He has good hands. He's able to keep the ball live, hold on to it. He may need a rest soon because coming up the floor, he certainly looked tired. Let's see how he is on the foul line.
Well, I would have thought here with 2 minutes before the quarter break would be a good time. You've got a 13, maybe 14-point lead. Interesting, you said at the top of the show, Rob, the three-point shot, which team could make them to pull them out? 9 of 18, the Knicks are from the three-point line, and that certainly helped them.
No question about it, and that's been the X factor so far. Long way to go, though.
Certainly is, but a 40, you'd rather be 14 up than 14 down. Here's Ojo driving in, he's grabbed. Will that count? Yes, it will. And Mike Ojo will go to the line for a bonus.
Interesting there. You don't want to grab somebody from behind. That was definitely continuation. Be interesting to watch that again to see where he got him. There, it's a tough call there. It's a tough rule to interpret. A good play from Ojo. And this team needed some offense, and he's a guy that can give it to him. Around 20 a game so far in his 3 games with the Wolves. From Santa Monica, California. That sounds nice to me.
Yeah, it does, yeah. But it's a bit warmer there than it is here today. Here's Sandoval. Oh, nice crossover, drives in, throws it away though. Palmer has it. And there's a foul called.
And Sandoval holds his hand up. He knows he should have maybe attacked the basket a little farther. When you have that room, you got to make the defense commit. He didn't. And sometimes you could be a little too unselfish, and he was there.
Beeman calls Ojo into the backcourt.
Ojo not happy with the Bailey's hands on him.
Dumps it in. Gilchrist did well to hang on to that. In the end, Sandoval is called for the foul. That is the team's 4th, so it's still sideline possession.
You feel like the Wolves really need to make a run here. Don't want to go down double digits in a quarter.
Nice pass.
Yep.
And a foul. Oh, not quite. Thought Palmer was going to convert that one, but he will go to the line for 2 and not 1.
And if you watch the Wolves play and you look at videotape, that's a play they run all the time out of the side, out of bounds. And you don't really see it here, but it's a backdoor play. They clear out that side. Navas usually throws it, but that time Baczynski did a really good job. And as a coach, you'd be really disappointed because that's something that you see on the film that they do. They do it in the half court and they do it on the side out of bounds.
Well, Rob Paternostro is playing Worcester next week. He's already on breaking down the game film for his scout report. But will the Wolves be opening up with a trophy to show their fans? They need some work to do here in the last 11 minutes if they are. And that one wipes his feet but drops, and the lead is back into single figures.
Like to see here from the Wolves get another stop, go in with that momentum into the 4th.
Sandoval gets trying to get open. Here he is down low. Backing down, backing down. Nice.
Wow. He's so close to the basket when he turns with that size that it's easy for him to kiss it off the glass.
Here's Ojo, loses it, Sandoval has it. Cheshire fans wanting a foul, but they get a fast break instead. May Thompson nearly. They actually did well there, the Wolves, given the numbers.
That's one, if you're Cheshire, you want to take care of it, make the simple play. They're a little too fancy with the lob, and they don't convert it. Maybe it was a foul in the backcourt that they let play on.
Yeah, that was what the foul, and it would have been unsportsmanlike as well if it was called. But the referee decided Ojo hadn't committed an offence, and he's going to get a trip to the free throw line now with Bailey committing the foul.
And that's a tough call there. He's right. He's playing good defense all the way through, and then he decides to make the call there. Bailey, you know, didn't think it was a foul. And it's what's tough about it. And the bonus there. 21 seconds left. And you give a great free throw shooter, and Michael Ojo has always been a great free throw shooter, a chance to cut it into single digits.
Well, yeah, you think these are pretty much automatic for Mike Ojo.
Coming into the game, he was 12 for 12. I don't think he's missed one tonight either.
Well, he is one season in Plymouth, he rounded out to 90. It was 89-point high and rounded out to 90% from the free throw line. Here we go then. Last 10 seconds of a very good third quarter for the Cheshire Phoenix. They have the ball, looking to extend their advantage. Sandoval finds a gap to a little floater. Great move. And that will do it. An excellent third quarter for the Cheshire Phoenix. They lead the Wolves 62-73. Well, Rob, you've been in this situation in big cup finals where you've gone into the last quarter in a hole. You've managed to scramble your team back out of it. What are you saying to the guys here?
Positive. We're okay. We're okay. You know, we have a lot of depth. If you're Worcester, you know, you would think that the Phoenix would fatigue a little earlier with the depth that the Wolves have. Stay with it. It's 40 minutes. No panic. Make sure you don't try to get it all back at once. Defensively, you have to get some stops. That's where they're going to win the game.
And Ben Thomas, you've also been in this situation where you're up 11 going into the fourth quarter. What's going through your head?
A little more nerve-wracking, actually, to have the lead. But with the lead, you can't get away from what you're doing. You have to be smart and make sure that you get good possessions. No easy baskets, turnovers, that kind of stuff. Take care of the ball. If you can take care of the ball in the final 10 minutes, you're going to put yourself with an incredible chance to win this game.
Well, it really has been a dramatic day here in Birmingham, and those fans there's lots of them who have come from Worcester, and they will be nervous looking up at that scoreboard right now, those fans.
They will, but they have incredible fan support. They had great fan support when they were in their old place at the arena, but now with the shiny new building, every time you go down there, great fans at Worcester Wolves, and here, all decked out in orange. It was great walking in here, seeing all that orange in here. It's all over the place. And they're going to need them now. The Worcester Wolves will need their fans to get them fired up. We've had that kind of support before.
Well, it is great atmosphere here. Well, 10 minutes to go in the BBL Cup Final 2018. And it is the Cheshire Phoenix who lead the Worcester Wolves by 11 points. And a chance for a first title for the Cheshire Phoenix in an awfully long time. The team that dominated the BBL in the early 2000s. They haven't won anything since 2005. And this is a chance for them. They haven't won a cup, as was the old National Cup before the BBL Cup days, since 2002, but they have a chance here. You remember that 2002 Cup final, Rob?
I did. It was a great game. We came up just a little short. I had a three-point shot that I could have made. Jeez.
Rob Paternoster on the wrong end of the highest-scoring Cup final in BBL history. Back in, it was Sheffield Arena, wasn't it?
Sheffield Arena, yeah, and they were an incredible team back then with McCord, with Hamilton, with Pero Camera, John Thomas, loaded. They were loaded, but it was a heck of a game and a heck of a day.
A sloppy pass there, and Cheshire get the ball.
And that's the Devin Bailey effect up there. He's done such a good job. That time, the last play, he threw his body in to get the loose ball. He does a lot of little things. I thought that was a great pickup for Cheshire.
Sandoval, big shot for three. Oh, May Thompson comes flying through, but didn't quite time it. Here come the Wolves. Chance to get it back to single figures. Down to Baczynski. Baczynski backing down, goes strong. Stood him up well there, Gettys.
Nice defense from Gettys. Baczynski looked right over to the ref for a foul. No way, he said.
Not loose. Here comes May Thompson. Got caught on the arm. It almost went. And Raheem May Thompson will go to the free throw line to shoot two.
And that's a nice job again from Sandoval. He recognized the mismatch there. Thompson has good 3-4 inches on Beeman. And Raheem can make that fade away. But Sandoval, good floor general that he is, found that matchup and fed him the ball.
Raheem May Thompson knocks down the free throw for Cheshire Phoenix, who've been 11 of 16 from this distance so far today. Oh, an offense. No, not quite. I thought Bailey had just come up with it. Ojo drives down the lane. Gettys pulls in yet another rebound. 7th board of the game for him. Only his 3rd at the defensive end. He's got more at the offensive end. Sandoval throws it out. Falls on for three! They've hit another one. A 10th triple of the game for the Knicks.
Wow, when you got it going, you got it going. Tevin Falzone looks like Ray Allen out there.
15-point lead. Here's Palmer driving in to Gilchrist. Gilchrist can't convert. Rebound Bailey. Here's Sandoval. Sandoval down the lane, tosses it up. Ball is loose. Ojo has it. Ojo too quick for Gettys. Steps back for three. Big shot from Mike Ojo. They needed that.
They certainly did. You wondered if that was the right shot there with the numbers, but Ojo, a great three-point shooter, calmly knocked it down.
It's always the right shot if it goes in. Sandoval. Here he is again. Falzone.
Yes! And they explode on the sideline. Tevin Falzone is on fire.
Well, Ben Thomas prowling the sidelines. He grew up a fan of this team. He's now coaching it. And he might be. Oh, Devin Bailey! Throws him into the sea.
Wow! What do those glasses have in them? Superpowers. We gotta check those.
Boom! Threw it all the way out. Boy, did he enjoy that.
Oh, man. We've seen the superheroes with glasses like that. They give them superpowers. And Bailey has been all over the court here in the second half.
Navajas.
Looking for that backdoor play again.
Dusha for three.
Got it! Big shot from Dusha, the unlikely source, who's been calm today making plays.
Ojo commits the foul. Well, this has shades of your trophy final against Newcastle a couple of years ago where the teams were just hitting big shot after big shot.
Yeah, this has been a good one. You know, you come down here and, you know, you just want a good game back and forth, and we've seen that today. High-level play from both teams, competing, aggressive. It's what finals are all about.
Here come the Knicks with a 12-point lead. Get inside to Riley under pressure. He's fouled and he'll go to the line for a three-point play.
Wow! And the play was made by Falzone. They hit the jumpers before, but this time he puts it down on the floor because they have to guard him and makes a nice pass to Riley. And for a guard, Riley is strong in there and composed. And he shows the muscles. Fired up.
This is the time of the game where Cheshire need to not look at the clock now. not see how close they are to the line. Just keep playing as you're playing, because sometimes the clock can make you do funny things.
No doubt, and I told you before coming in, sometimes when you have the lead, it can be a little more nerve-wracking than when you're behind. But 15-point lead, 6:50 to go.
Here's Ojo trying to create some space. Gilchrist. Not loose. Navas, big shot for three. Doesn't go. Balzon drives in again and draws the contact. And right now, the Wolves are having difficulty stopping the Knicks on any possession right now. They just keep scoring and scoring every time down.
We talked about the defensive end. When you have that kind of deficit, you got to come up with some stops. But I thought Bailey's doing a nice job running the team, but Riley there with the drive and the kick out drew the players, and Falzon had that driving distance to draw the foul. Falzon's stroke looks good today from the perimeter and from the foul line. And again, only 61% from the free throw line.
So that one was as clean as you like.
Brother's an excellent player at Northwestern in the Big Ten. Falzon having a big day today.
Here comes Dusha. They've got to find something quickly here, the Wolves. They could do with this going in. It does!
Big shot for Palmer. A bad defense from Cheshire to leave him open like that. We know he can knock it down.
Here's Bailey.
Dusha with the front on Riley. Paczynski with the help. They couldn't get it to him.
Gettys. Whoa, that's to you, Rob. Catch and shoot.
I was open, wide open.
You know what? I wouldn't have put it past you to shoot in that situation. If it was another inch higher, you'd have caught that.
Yeah, I would have caught it. I don't know about shooting it.
Let that fly.
Back's bothering me, but I definitely would have. The shortstop in me would have made that play. I was ready.
Here comes Dusha for the Wolves.
He's got the mismatch now with Getty. He's got to attack him.
Gettys is liking the look of it, but he passes it off instead. Parrish trying to keep it alive, and it's going to be a Wolves ball.
Get on the glass now if you're Cheshire. No second opportunities. 14-point lead. You get that miss, you got to go get it. Everyone.
Dusha needs to get this in. He must have used at least 4 seconds there. Here's Dusha now from behind the arc. And they do get it this time. Falzon with the rebound.
Nice rebound from Falzon.
Oh, that was coming to me that time.
Yeah, you're going to have to show your first baseman skills there.
Falzon sits down. A huge standing ovation from those behind him and the bench. The Knicks fans really loving what he's brought to the game today, and rightly so.
Sandoval dribbling a lot now. They get that thing moving.
Here's Getty, shot clock low. He's got to go quick. Not time for a pass. And Bailey he made the shot as well, but it was definitely after the buzzer.
And give Wolves credit for denying the players there. Sandoval had to dribble a lot. He couldn't enter the ball in the regular set. And that threw off the rhythm, and they get a stop that they desperately needed.
Dusha. Dusha with the pull-up. Quickly out to Riley. Riley spinning. Loses the ball. He went up the ball, didn't go with him. Here's Jackman. Big shot for three. Doesn't go. Parrish keeps it in bounds.
And that was a good foul from Bailey. I didn't like how he jumped up there. You got to get back on defense, but he fouled him because that would have been numbers for the Wolves. Clean those glasses.
Here comes Dusha. Parrish drives in. Good follow from Palmer, and he got fouled as well. So a chance for a three-point play. And to just narrow the gap down to 11.
Big play from Palmer there. They played good defense. But Palmer, like I said before, can do a little bit of everything. He hit the three a few possessions before. We've seen him on the glass.
And he converts that. They need some stops at this end now. We're getting into the point where they've got to try and string a couple of defensive stops together just to put the Knicks under mental pressure. Bailey under pressure. Oh, what a finish from Devin Bailey.
Oh, gliding to the hoop. Heck of a move.
Ball is stolen away by Jackman, 2-on-2. Jackman goes it alone, right down the middle, and out of nowhere the lead balloons back out to 15, and Paul James has to call a timeout for the Worcester Wolves.
Nice job from Jackman. I thought he was going to lose his footing, but he went coast to coast to finish for the deuce. Here, Dusha with a bad turnover, and Jackman, you can see here, taking him a little while, but yeah, get it to the basket and finish. And Tuz loves it, punches in the air. They're fired up on the sideline.
Well, I said there's a point in the game where you start to look up at the clock and you start to, sometimes you play, you know, not to give up the lead rather than to keep building it. We've seen none of that from the Knicks. They've just kept on going.
No, they've done a really good job, really composed. You're talking about a team that averages 83 points a game, 7th in the league, and they're already up to 89 with 3:38 to go. But now you have to, in the huddle, if you're Cheshire, you have to expect some pressure. And you have to tell everybody to come back, take care of the basketball, because you would think the Wolves are going to try and do something to make it happen, so you got to be composed. But a lot of times, you got to take advantage of that pressure, because things will open up for you and take what the defense gives you.
And that's the point at which you sort of keep going to the basket, even though in your head you're sort of thinking, well, let's run some clock down and try and take some air out of the ball. But actually, if the points are there, take them.
If it's there. But now it becomes, you know, listen, if you could run a lot of long offenses here and get a few stops, then you're in cruise control. What you don't want to do is take the quick contested shots. You want to move the basketball and use that 24 seconds. But for the Wolves now, coming out of the timeout, they need a bucket, and they need a bucket in a bad way.
Well, they're rolling it on the floor to try and save a second or two. Here's Ojo. What can he do for his team? Trying to set the play up. They go to Palmer, and the fall away is short, and the rebound for Riley. Oh, it's almost knocked away. Gettys has got it in an awkward spot. Got to get it over the line. It's going to be an 8-second violation.
And there you go. And Coach Thomas going nuts at Riley right now. Bring it over. And that's a turnover you don't need. He could have taken that under 3 minutes there. And Coach James puts Dusha on the bench and brings Beeman back in. Maybe he can get something going here.
There's something happening off the ball, and there's a little chatter between Riley and Palmer. I think Riley got called for the foul.
And they're lucky there because Jackman was off Parrish. You got to be up on top of Parrish. He's a really good three-point shooter. You don't want to give any clean threes right now.
There he is, a little further out this time. And again, there's something off the ball. Sandoval. Well, this is the other thing now, is the fouls mount up. What you don't want to do is Cheshire start sending them to the free throw line without the clock ticking.
No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to see it a foul fest now. They've been letting them play all night.
Baczynski. Looking to take it to Gettys, but Gettys stood him up.
Now you take your time. Now you take your time here. Be smart. Be smart. This is where you got to take your time. You can run this down now to 240 or so.
Sandoval. Riley. Gettys has space. Gettys. Oh, blocked by Baczynski.
And Gettys didn't realize he was there. He thought he was wide open. But good job from Baczynski to come over and spike it down. Look at all the space he has. Left-handed, spikes it down. 8 on the shot clock here.
Jackman. Does he see it?
You got to get back on defense.
Fans are counting it.
Oh,
drives in.
that?
Jackman gets it off. It hits the ring. That's fine.
Got to get back.
Here comes Parrish.
They need
Back out. Ojo, big shot. Knocks down the 3.
Big shot there, and that's why I was saying you got to get back on defense. They did a poor job getting back. Hard to match up there. The Wolves hanging around.
Bailey. Riley, cross court to Jackman. Jackman drives in again under pressure, and it's a holding foul. And it will be 2 free throws.
And that's a big call there. They ran it down to 6 seconds. And a little momentum brewing for the Wolves. You can't let Jackman get to that right hand. He has those long strides. And now he's going to have some important free throws. And Jackman, we talked about him being the only guy to win the BBL trophy in this game. He won it here last year. A couple big free throws here at 68% for the season.
Well, even one would be okay, and he certainly gets the first.
Cheshire came into this game losing 3 in a row.
He makes one. Of course, they lost a couple of weeks without Jackman to the Wolves at home. Ojo drives down the lane, is fouled from behind by May Thompson.
There you go with the fouls. Stops the clock. Good job from Ojo. Split the trap. And Geddes struggling there to contain him. The big guy's got to do a better job helping the guard out there. But Ojo's done a good job, and we talked about it before. You can almost write these two down in the book when he goes to the line.
Well, to be fair to Geddes, he's played 35 minutes. The game's only been 38 minutes long, so he's put in a manful shift out there. 17 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists as well.
But there's still 2 minutes to go, Dan.
Yep. It's an 11-point game. They need a... Oh, I was about to say they need a stop. They get a foul. And Sandoval will go to the free throw line.
And you always tell your guys when you have them in a trap, no need to reach in. They had him in a good spot, but they bailed him out. Sandoval, who's a 78% free throw shooter.
Slightly up on his career average in the BBL, which is 76.
And he went to Azusa Pacific, Daniel, former great BBL great TJ Walker school.
Yeah. TJ has won a few medals in his time. Could Sandoval follow in? Here's Parrish. Beeman, big shot, needs to go in. Does go in!
They're hanging around.
It's into single figures.
That's what you do. You start splitting free throws. You got to be careful here. Got to get it over.
Sandoval gets it over with a second to spare.
Run some clock now with the 9-point lead. You can take it all the way down here. And you're just going to need a couple. Oh, give up your dribble. Take it all the way down.
Jackman to May Thompson. 5 on it. Inside to Geddes. Geddes is fouled. That's almost the perfect offense, really, isn't it? You take 22 seconds off, and then you go to the line for 2.
That's a bad foul from Palmer there. You know, you got to let him make that jump hook there. No way you want to put him to the foul line. You got to be more disciplined than that. Sometimes when you're down big, you're looking for the steals and going for the reaches, but you just got to play solid defense. Big free throws here from Geddes.
Geddes makes the first.
From Findlay, Ohio, Findlay High School, Chancellor James Geddes. CJ.
And he makes one of them.
They're splitting them.
Yep. Well, a 3 here. Ojo. Baczynski's going to take it. Baczynski's going to make it in 7.
Oh, they're not out of here yet.
Full court pressure. Gets into Bailey. Bailey jumping through.
And he got drilled. It's going to be tough for him to shoot the free throws. You got Riley sitting over there.
Let's have another look.
It'll be interesting to see.
Knee
Yeah,
on knee,
that's
wasn't
tough.
it?
And you do have Riley sitting over there.
Well, he's nodded his head. There's nobody's come out, because if somebody comes out to treat him, then he has to be subbed off. He doesn't want to be subbed off. I think he's going to have to be.
He's 0 for 0 from the foul line on the season, and you would think Riley would be the guy here to come off the bench to shoot the free throws. Here he comes. I mean, what you're concerned with and here you see the 3 from Baczynski. But what you're concerned with is Bailey's been helping him break the pressure here late. He's definitely in a lot of pain, but Riley will come in to shoot the 2.
Well, he is going to have to get some treatment, and he's going to have to go off, and whoever comes on for him will shoot the free throws. It is going to be Malcolm Riley, and actually in terms of career percentage, it moves up a little bit because he's an 82% shooter.
Coming cold off the bench. But you can't, you got to make 2 here. They've been split. Maybe the last 3 times they've split, and that's kept the Wolves around. Obviously, they've made the 3s, but if you make your free throws, you're going to win this game.
Yeah, they've made 6 threes in key situations here, the Wolves. But if Riley makes both of these, it's back to 9. And he does. Paul James calls a timeout. There is 1 minute and 8 seconds to go, and he's got to draw up something that gets them points on the board and gets them points on the board quickly.
And that was his last one, so you got to make good of this one. He might have saved one maybe in case you needed it down the stretch, but he realizes what an important possession this is, and he'll be able to advance the ball and maybe get a quick look.
Well, they've had some great three-point shooting in the last few minutes. We saw Baczynski make one, and we know that Ojo can certainly make one. We're into the territory now where they need a quick score. A 3 would be nice, but it's got to be quick.
Yeah, you got to make something happen quick. Got to attack, make something happen. But they're going to need a lot more than that. I think it's important now for Cheshire to make sure they got their full court pressure set up here for the offense so they can break because it's coming. You got to take care of it, and they don't have to shoot the ball now. They can run that thing. Even if this is a quick basket, you can run it down all the way. Maybe take the shot right at the end of the shot if they let you. But you got to run the clock now. It's all clock for them, and they got to take care of the ball and make their free throws. And their name will be on that cup.
Well, it's one of those times in the game situation where actually a 24-second violation is better than an early made shot. Here's Beeman. First of all, the Wolves need to score. It's into Ojo. Parrish. Beeman now for 3. Not quite. Jackman has the rebound. Jackman. Oh, May Thompson is out in front, and he will lay it in.
Well, you take that one if they give it to you. Raheem said, I'll take that one.
Up to 11. Ojo needs to go up here. It needs to go in. It's fouled by Sandoval. He has an innocent look on his face, but the referee says number 3, fouled number 3. Wow. And he will shoot 3.
Interesting, that one there. I mean, you got to be careful with the fouls, but boy, it looked like he got a lot of the ball. Man, it's the last thing you hear of this again. Let's see. But maybe he followed through and got him, and just gives them a little hope here. He makes these 3. Can cut it down to 8.
Well, it's funny, you look at the fans behind the bench, the Knicks fans on their feet, chanting their team's name. The other end of the court, the Wolves fans are on their feet, but they have that sort of pensive look, that, oh, something spectacular needs to happen. How is it going to happen in 46 seconds?
Ojo continues to knock down free throws. Don't foul that guy. Oh, get in.
It's down to 8. Almost stolen away, but May Thompson comes up with it. May Thompson to Getty's. He's blocked. Fouled. He's fouled by Baczynski. I don't know. If I was May Thompson, I might recycle that.
I would have pulled that one out too. I mean, this could be a great situation here for the Wolves in a sense, but I mean, with Getty's that close to the basket, you usually think it's going to be 2, but there's still 40 seconds. He needs to make these.
Well, if he makes both of them, it becomes 4 baskets that they need. But he doesn't, so it's only 3 that they're going to need.
And I've been here before looking over at Coach Thomas on the sidelines. You keep looking up at the clock and go, it's only 40? How come that thing is not moving?
He makes the second one. Ojo, it's almost pull-up territory here. Oh, he's going all the way to the basket. He's lost the ball, and Gettys is out in front. Gettys chasing it down. Gettys! Oh, he missed it! But they got the rebound. They got the rebound. That's all that matters.
That's big CJ Gettys. He's put in a shift today. Maybe he's a little tired. He was thinking dunk, you know that.
Yeah.
The signature dunk, but he said, well, wait a minute.
Well, I think the first thing he thought was dunk. Then he had a look behind him, saw Beeman, and thought, oh, I'll try and get an and 1 here. No, it doesn't matter. As Riley says, I'll have another couple from the line. He's got 25 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists.
Heck of a player, one of the most underrated players in this league. He's a tough, he can do it in different ways, and today he's come up big for Cheshire.
Ojo with the pull-up 3, back of the ring. May Thompson gets the rebound, and Cheshire, I think, will run the time down if they can get it over the halfway line.
Handle it, big guy. Let me see it.
Well, they're going to get it. No, they're over, and the last 10 seconds tick, and Worcester will let it go, and the Cheshire Phoenix are going to do it.
Wow.
The story of the season, Cheshire Phoenix, the unlikely winners. They've had to do it the hard way, but they are the 2018 BBL Cup winners, and look at them celebrate.
Unbelievable performance from them today. Give Coach Thomas credit. They were ready to go. They weren't phased, and they were the better team today, Daniel. They did a great job after the start from the Wolves, and the trophy is heading back to Cheshire.
Well, it's heading there for the first time. They've never won the BBL Cup before. It's been a long, long time for Cheshire since they've won some silverware. They've had some rough years in between, but boy, does that make the high of today feel even better.
No doubt about it. You're talking about Coach Ben Thomas, who was a fan in the stands before for big wins. Coach James Bryce, the general manager, both grew up as fans, and now to bring the silverware back to the club, you can't imagine a better feeling than that for those guys.
It certainly does. And what a day for the Cheshire Phoenix. They are the 2018 BBL Cup champions.
Vince, you called it. It was the one. You called Phoenix.
Well, you know, The partnership for the Wolves is sensational, and don't be surprised to see them in another final.
Oh, let's throw over to Dan and Rob for that trophy presentation.
Well, this is the moment they've been waiting for, the Cheshire Phoenix fans and the Cheshire Phoenix players. The Wolves have that hard weight of standing there watching the other team at the other end celebrate, and they have to now go up and get their momentums. They just want to get off into the locker room right now, Worcester.
No question, it is tough to stand over there and watch everyone else celebrate, but it's part of the deal. And you know, you have to tip your cap to the Phoenix, because they deserve this today. They came out and they looked confident all the way through.
Well, the presentation party have made their way out. There's the chairman of the BBL, Sir Rodney Walker, and also the local councillor, Ian Ward, who was talking positively about future prospects for a team in this city in the BBL. And their nearest rival would be these Worcester Wolves. And the Wolves fans, spare a thought for them. They came out in their hundreds and hundreds, all with their orange T-shirts on, came with high hopes, thought it was going to be their day. And it's only a short journey home, but it'll feel like a long one.
Yeah, it's a tough one for them. They've been great fans all season, last few seasons. You know, they're still alive in the trophy. They're in the semifinals, so they got to be hoping that they can get back to a final or two the rest of the way.
Well, they got to get their medals, and Mike Ojo, their recent addition to the team, ended up as the highest scoring with 18 points. Baczynski had 16 points as well, but they just got behind in that third quarter and couldn't quite close the gap.
Scoring wasn't the problem for them today. You know, they put 88 up on the board. It was the defensive end. You know, you give a team like Cheshire 99 when they're averaging 83. So that's where, you know, they scored enough to get it done, but they just couldn't come up with the stops that they needed.
Well, they're 4 points short now of the 40,000 point mark in the BBL, Paul James's Worcester Wolves, so they'll pass that landmark against you next week, unless you hold them under 4, right?
That'll be tough to do. It's going to be a real tough matchup for us against a really good team in the Worcester Wolves.
Well, now they have received their mementos, and now it is the moment for the Cheshire Phoenix, and really this is a fabulous period of time. You look at Mike Burton there, who's been there through thick and thin, and General Manager James Bryce there, and Ben Thomas, who last time they won a trophy, he was in the crowd cheering the team.
Yeah, I think he only was 18 and 16 coming into this game, hadn't coached many games, but ever since he was named the coach last season, their team has played with a purpose. They played together, and today they were ready to go. From start to finish, you could see that.
Well, Rob Sandoval going up 12 points, 8 assists, 5 steals. As a point guard yourself, you've got to love the way he played today.
Well, we talked about it at halftime. He had 0 points coming into the second half. He made the first basket at half, and I thought he was very important with those 12 all in the second half.
And Devin Bailey doing a great job, particularly at the defensive end, I think, making it hard. And up comes C.J. Getty's 19 points and 8 rebounds for the big fella.
What a weapon he is. You know, this guy, he gets every rebound in his area, and he could score in so many different ways. I mean, you talk about MVPs for the season. Right now, he's definitely in the conversation.
Well, Ben Thomas, what an emotional day it'll be for him. I'm sure it probably it probably won't hit him till later tonight.
Come on,
what he's done. But Sir Rodney Walker gets the BBL Cup in his hands, and now we're going to see the moment they've been waiting for. The captain, for the second year in a row, Orland Jackman will be getting his hands on this trophy. And here he comes. He'll get it handed over. They'll have a little pose for the cameras, little handshake, well done. And the Cheshire Phoenix are the 2018 BBL Cup champions. Well, it's a great moment in any player's career. That chance to hold it aloft and run back and celebrate with your teammates. There's nothing quite like this. Chris, when you retire, when you hang them up, these are the days you remember.
No question about it, and it's always special to get it. But the first one of the season in Birmingham with a capacity crowd and with this fan base that's come here in numbers.
He likes the look of that, doesn't he?
It looks pretty, too. That gold on it looks pretty, and Riley had a heck of a game today for them as well.
Well, he must be in the running for the MVP. They're about to make the announcement now. 3 assists, 9 rebounds, and it will be 26 big points. And it is going to be Malcolm Riley, who's mobbed by his teammates, and he is the 2018 BBL Cup Final MVP.
Now, he deserves it. He's been tough, hard as nails in there, can make shots from the outside, but is versatile enough to make plays all over the court. And I saw the look on his face as the game got tight. He was confident. He wanted the ball. He wanted to make the plays. And he gets the MVP award, deservedly so.
Oh, yeah, he gets the gold basketball. And, Rob, you've been there. You know, the emotion, the excitement, the enjoyment that these guys are going to have over the next few hours.
Oh, it's going to be a lot more than a few hours. It'll be a couple days. You're going to have a great time tonight, and this is what it's all about now. Celebrating with your friends, with the fans, and they'll have something when they get back to Cheshire, I'm sure, for the people that didn't come down here. But yeah, the best times, and they deserve it. They've been great today.
Well, Rob, thanks for being with us today. It's been a tremendous game of basketball, but at the end of it, it's the Cheshire Phoenix who are the BBL Cup champions.
Coach Ben Thomas is going to be very happy.